First, let me apologize to Miss McDonald, who I said was Miss McDougal. You're Irish, right?
My husband is, yes, sir.
Well, that's good enough. Thank you. You were Scotch for a few minutes. But I apologize, ma'am. And, Mr. Secretary, you have fired a number of general and flag officers, and you clearly have the authority to do that, but there was no cause given. And it's also deeply concerning it's taking a long time to appoint successors. I understand that today you announced that the nominee for CNO will be Admiral Darrell Caudle. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we still have many of these positions open, including the U.S. Cyber Command, which is absolutely critical. Do you believe that these lack of nominated leaders are affecting our warfighting abilities?
This exchange reveals a tense hearing where senators pressed the Defense Secretary on leadership vacancies, internal turmoil, and military procedures. The senator first raised concerns about the firing of several generals and flag officers without a clear explanation, as well as delays in naming successors.
Sir, I believe we all serve at the pleasure of the president, and in every single position, we're looking for the right man or woman to fill that role to execute on behalf of the missions of this department, and we're doing it expeditiously in every case.
Again, do you have any anticipation of when we'll receive the nominee for Cyber Command?
Sir, as I mentioned before, we have a very capable deputy at Cyber Command who has taken the helm. So it's not as if it's without leadership, very much so. But we are, as recently as yesterday, had a high-level discussion of exactly what that will be.
Mr. Secretary, in your opening statement, you stated, at the Department of Defense, we are sweeping away distraction to focus on our core mission of warfighting. However, since your confirmation, your office has been consumed by high turnover and disarray. At least 3 senior aides were fired and subsequently investigated for leaks, alleged leaks to the press. Your first chief of staff has since left his position, and to the best of my knowledge, that position is vacant. The Inspector General is reviewing your use of Signal app to send sensitive information pertaining to military operations in Yemen, not only to senior government officials, but to your wife, your brother, and your personal lawyer. Finally, according to press reports, you have threatened polygraph tests against senior members of the military. As I said in my opening statement, this is a dangerous world. You know that. And this turmoil in your own office is not contributing, I think, to the clarity and thoughtfulness and decisiveness necessary.
Sir, I would just say the media loves sensational headlines that are not connected at all to reality. If you look at the execution of our office and what we've done on the president's priorities, I'm very proud of what we've been able to do in 140 days. And when you move fast to reestablish deterrence and restore a warrior ethos and rebuild the military, it's going to come with some changes. But when you look at the leadership structure, both in uniform and on the civilian side of the Defense Department, it's as strong and capable as it's ever been. And I would contrast it with the chaos of the world under the previous administration. The debacle in Afghanistan, war unleashed in Ukraine, what happened on October 7th, that was a view of weakness and chaos unleashed by the Biden administration under the previous defense secretary. So if a few changes have to be made in the first portion of my term in order to get it right, I think that's pretty acceptable to establish deterrence and rebuild our military and restore the warrior ethos.
Well, Mr. Secretary, you can cite those examples. History, I might have a different perspective. As I understand it, the direction to leave Afghanistan was an agreement with President Trump in Doha, which left our forces in a very precarious position since they were there for a year and they had to come out. And Taliban knew that, and they were going after them. But let me move on to another issue, which is—
30 seconds.
35. We have had detainees in Guantanamo, and we have used military flights to get them there. The problem, I think, is that some of these military flights have not contained DHS agents on it. And so, in effect, the military becomes not just the custodial agents, they're also the control agents, and that would seem to me a violation of military procedures. Is that practice continuing?
Senator, every aspect of that mission is in coordination with DHS and with DHS officials.
So there are no flights with airmen only on board?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Thank you.
He pointed out that critical positions, including U.S. Cyber Command, remain unfilled, raising questions about whether this undermines America's warfighting capabilities. The Secretary responded that deputies are in place and the department continues to operate effectively, stressing that finding the right person for the job is more important than speed. The Senator then challenged the Secretary over high turnover and investigations within his office, including reports about staff being fired, sensitive messages sent via private apps, and even threats of polygraph tests. He argued that these disruptions contribute to instability at a time when clear leadership is essential. The Secretary dismissed media reports as sensationalized and said the changes reflect a push to restore deterrence, strengthen the military, and rebuild a warrior ethos. He contrasted his approach with what he described as chaos under the previous administration, citing Afghanistan, Ukraine, and the Hamas attack of October 7. Finally, the Senator turned to Guantanamo detainee transfers. He raised concerns that military flights were carrying detainees without DHS agents on board, potentially putting service members in roles that should not fall under military responsibility. The Secretary stated that every mission is coordinated with DHS, and he was not aware of any flights without civilian agents present. This hearing highlights the broader tension between Congress and the Pentagon over accountability, stability, and transparency. While the Secretary insists progress is being made, lawmakers remain concerned that instability in leadership and process could undermine military readiness at a critical time. If you found this analysis helpful and want clearer breakdowns of complex defense and security issues, make sure to subscribe and stay updated with our future reports.